Today I'm reviewing Inferi's Era Rebirth. This is the last Inferi album for a while, and they have a lot more, but I'm moving on to other stuff in a minute. So this is also a little bit more than a normal review. This is something of a thought experiment. If you have not heard of the Ship of Theseus, look it up really quickly. I will wait. Okay, so if you have a ship that's composed, and you deconstruct it and you create another ship based off the same parts, is it the same ship? That's the basic principle of the Ship of Theseus. And so why am I explaining that to you if I just had you look it up? Because, and so this is a remake of End of an Era, and it has a different production quality, not so much a better production quality, but a different one. The original reminded me more of In Flames. This has more of an In Full Darkness, like traditional, like contemporary Inferi feel to it, different vocalist. It's sharper, more focused. The mix is better. The original album's amazing, don't get me wrong, it's excellent, but this is more along the lines of contemporary Inferi. If you want something a bit more old school Inferi, you can listen to the first End of an Era. It is easier to find a copy of this because this is more ubiquitous, I would say, because the first one's not necessarily in print anymore. And so I just so happen to have both, thankfully. But this is a fantastic album. I still say all of the songs on here are awesome. It's just, I think that Quest for the Trinity, the instrumental song, is, the second instrumental is so good. It kind of, the album kind of outdoes itself with that song. And I really like this. I love everything on here. I love the vocals. I love the mix. I love that the vocals are a little bit more prominent. They're a little bit buried on End of an Era. And everything on here is fantastic. And although if I were to say, compare and contrast which one is better, I couldn't tell you, because the first one had kind of an old school Melodeath vibe to it. It somewhat reminded me of early In Flames for some reason. And this has more of a new school Inferi and Full Darkness Demon King vibe to it. And it just does. And yes, I'm comparing Inferi to older Inferi to newer Inferi, and this is in newer Inferi playing older Inferi. And it starts to get really meta, as you might say. And so there's all kinds of really trippy ways to look at this album. That's why it's taken so long, as I've looked at this from a heavily postmodern, I guess, perspective. And so it's this whole, I've had this whole existential thing going with this album. And so I'm finally finishing working on this, and I am done with my series on Demon King, Inferi, and In Full Darkness for a while. And I highly suggest you pick up a copy of this. If you can find the first album as well, that's awesome. And you can go over them like I have. And this is an excellent album, and I highly suggest you pick up a copy. And next up, I'm doing some more Opeth albums. Thank you. Bye.